Now, it was a few days ago that this fight was announced. Alex Pereira versus Israel Adesanya 2. I'm back to still recording in my dad's hallway. I feel like the MMA guru, except I'm literally in the hallway right now recording this video. But yeah, it's going to be pretty low quality videos for a few days. We're moving house at the end of the week, as I've been saying. But Alex Pereira versus Israel Adesanya is a big fight. I feel like it was just the next fight as soon as Alex Pereira did beat Israel Adesanya, especially with how the fight played out. If Alex Pereira went out there and completely dominated Israel Adesanya, like 50-43, or dominated the first two rounds and knocked him out in the third, maybe we wouldn't have seen a rematch. But because the first fight was so competitive, and Israel Adesanya was up on my scorecard, and he was up on the majority of people's scorecards, I think it's about time we do see the rematch. And in this fight, man, Alex Pereira really could have been arguably 2-2 going into the fifth round. Sorry, he was down 3 rounds to 1 on my scorecard though, and I'm really looking forward to the rematch. I'm going with Alex Pereira still. I picked Alex Pereira to defeat Israel Adesanya the last time. He's the underdog again, even though he just beat Israel Adesanya. And I think that this is going to be a real big factor of Alex Pereira is going to once again have the big mental advantages going into this fight because now he's beaten Israel Adesanya 3 times. Israel Adesanya, he could say, oh, he beat me in kickboxing. It's a completely different sport. But now he has to admit that Alex Pereira has beaten him in MMA. And in the fight, it was actually Alex Pereira that was going for the offensive takedowns. It was unbelievable. Israel Adesanya, I know, ended up on top and did win a round because of the grappling. But that was because Alex Pereira actually shot for the takedown and Adesanya was able to reverse it. And he ended up on top. It's going to be a very interesting fight. And I did wonder if there was going to be any takedowns in the matchup. And there was. And it was quite fun to see, quite cool to watch. But I do think that Alex Pereira is going to beat Israel Adesanya, and I think he's going to actually find the chin earlier because he was always landing that left hook, or he was always just missing with that left hook in the fight. I think he's going to actually land it now a little bit earlier in the fight, maybe in the second round. Now he's got Glover as well on his side because Glover's fully retired, so he's got a full team of Glover on there, and I'm sure that Glover's probably managed to find some really good training partners for Alex Pereira as well in this matchup. I know Israel Adesanya's probably doing the same thing as well, but this is such a good fight for Alex Pereira, in my opinion, dude. I don't think people really understand how good Alex Pereira really is at kickboxing, and that is why he's managed to go so far so quickly. It is so rare that you have someone that is so good in one discipline move over to MMA. Because the thing with Israel Adesanya, yeah, he's got a 75-5 kickboxing record, 2 of those 5 losses to Alex Pereira, but he didn't really fight the best levels of competition in his kickboxing run, whereas Alex Pereira, I believe his kickboxing record's like 34-7 or something around those lines, and it's not as pretty. But this guy fought the best of the best of the best. And the reason why I picked him to beat Israel Adesanya actually was quite actually why maybe you wouldn't pick him in a fight was because literally in 2021 he was fighting world class kickboxers. He fought Artem Vakatov in a fight he probably should have won, but then he also fought in a fight he probably should have lost. That was in 2021. He was fighting these world class kickboxers for the World Glory Kickboxing title, the World Championships of Kickboxing, and he was fighting then. So he's been having very high level kickboxing experience very recently, and he's beaten some of the best guys there is to beat. He's beaten Jason Willis, who I believe had a great fight with Artem Vakatov. He's beaten some really good kickboxers. Obviously, he beat Israel Adesanya on short notice, might I add. Um, yeah, he's just beaten some really good guys in kickboxing. I like that from Alex Pereira. But in the matchup, I think you're going to see a little bit more grappling in the matchup. I feel like maybe Israel Adesanya from the first fight could actually recognize a potential grappling advantage that he's got in the fight, and I think you might just see Israel Adesanya go for takedowns. The reason why I didn't expect Israel Adesanya to go for takedowns in the first fight was because if he did, I feel like he would have admitted that he can't stand with Alex Pereira. It would have been like an internal defeat of his, but I feel like now maybe that he's won a round, he could recognize the fact that he could potentially be the better grappler. But obviously Pereira is going to be making rapid improvements. Although he is almost 36 years old, he's still going to be making rapid improvements. He just moved over to MMA and his grappling is already good enough to be quite classed as UFC level. And I think he's going to be able to beat Israel Adesanya on the feet up, man. I think he's the better striker than Israel Adesanya. I think he's proved that before. I think he'll prove it again. So I'm going with Alex Pereira to win by knockout in this rematch in the second round. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Would appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next one. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. I'm getting pretty close to 3,000 subscribers. It's awesome. So thank you guys so much for the support. If I could reach 3,000 subscribers before the end of February, that would be awesome. Really would appreciate that. But I'll see you in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching.